Wow, we have a lot of fun on this show, don't we guys? We make fun of tons of stuff, and we dig up all sorts of weird things from beneath the rocks they've been living under. But you wanna know one thing I find really freaking funny? Totally radical marketing. You know, those times when showrunners go out of their way to show how in with the kids they are by desperately tossing in anything they think might be even remotely modern. Most often just in time for that fad or that particular slang or that celebrity to be on their way out. It's one of the most simultaneously hilarious and infuriating things to look back on after the fact. Tons of long-running franchises eventually hit that point where they try to get with the times in hilariously misguided ways. And one of the most infamous examples of this is Hannah-Barbera's Yo Yogi from 1992. Yes, you heard that right. Hannah-Barbera, the creators of some of the biggest staples in timeless, and some would argue toothless, inoffensive, simple, inexpensive cartoons ever made, who spent decades basically just constantly ripping off their own successful franchises. These people figured that, of all their characters, the dopey picnic basket stealing Yogi Bear, who no teenager in the 90s would give the time of day, would be the perfect candidate for a backwards cap, neon colors, and some corny skater slang. In fact, this series was so hip and trendy that it contained scenes that you were supposed to watch with 3D glasses you got from cereal boxes. This show is absolutely notorious for just how bad it misses the mark, and it pretty much killed off NBC's entire Saturday morning cartoon lineup. But I personally believe in giving everything a couple episodes before I judge. So let's do exactly that. Let's watch a couple episodes of Yo Yogi and see just how bad it can actually be.
Yo, 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 yogi, yo, 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 yogi, yogi's here with all of the old crew.
Oh my god, it's more glorious than I could have possibly imagined. This has everything. Skateboards, nonsensical outfits, mystery solving, scribbly weirdo backgrounds, awkward dancing, pink and neon green as far as the eye can see, a kid choir constantly shouting yo. It's like an absolute smorgasbord of cartoon cringe, and I am eating it up. Okay, so the intro is pretty hilarious on its own, but how does the actual show fare? Well, the first episode begins with classic characters Daddy and Augie Doggy opening the new Jellystone Mall. The promises of free samples at the food court, which is cleverly titled The Picnic Basket, catches Yogi's attention and he and Boo Boo decide to go there. But much to everyone's worry, there's an invisible bandit on the loose, stealing items left and right. We also get to meet Huckleberry Hound, Cindy Bear and Snagglepuss, who is just as gloriously flamboyant as ever.
Haven't Mega tried? Take a gander. A giggle and gaggle even.
Oh yeah, we've got the entire classic cartoon lineup here, folks. The leader, the chick, the kid, the dumbass, and the straight gay friend.
You're my straight gay friend, my straight gay friend. You're closer to me than the rest of those men.
Unfortunately, once they all get there, a teenage Dick Dastardly, Dickie D as he's called here, shows up to ruin their fun.
Hey, what's the idea? The premise? The notion even?
That's my spot, see? But just where are we supposed to park? Try, I'll be.
Well, I'll be. Bees!
Oh! I have the perfect clip for this one. It's a little old, but I'm sure you guys will like it. It's a classic. Hold on. Let's see, where did I put it? Ah, here we go. An oldie but a goodie. So everyone makes a beeline away from the marauding bees, and Yogi tries to save them with a bench, which only results in the bees taking said bench for a joyride.
Any other bright ideas, Mr. Smarter than the average bear?
Yeah, if you want to outsmart a picnic table, you gotta outthink it.
Don't strain yourself, hon.
Fucking hell! Cindy Bear is spitting fire over here! The bees beat the ever-living shit out of Huck and Snagglepuss, and when the gang finally manages to get off the bench and land in the lake, Yogi gets accused of stealing the bench and is subsequently banned from the mall. However, the bandit is still at large and walks away with Daddy Doggy's diamond cane, which apparently nobody thinks to just tackle, and Yogi tries to convince the gang to help out. They're not very interested though. At least not until he tells them about Daddy promising to reward those that retrieve his cane with anything they want from the mall. Despite the cane suddenly flying and Diggy trying to get in the way, Yogi catches it rather easily, using a perfectly timed geyser because why not, and discovers a strange button on it, suggesting that the bandit is not so invisible after all. But everyone is too occupied with finding the reward they want in the mall catalog, because, well... Diggy steals the button from Yogi, but then gets carried off just like the cane was. As it turns out, the button is actually a powerful magnet created by a villain called Bombastic Bobby, who is quick to reveal his master plan.
My electromagnetic dots have been placed on thousands of items at the Jellystone Mall. With my master degenerator, I can easily deliver the goods to myself. Once I've stolen everything, nobody will go to the mall, and shoppers will have to buy from me at incredibly inflated prices.
Or, you could, sell your incredibly advanced guided magnetism technology and make a killing, instead of trying to make a profit off of a pawn shop. Either way, this guy's gonna get sore when internet shopping becomes a thing. Anyway, Yogi follows Diggy there, Boo Boo convinces the rest of the kids to come, and they all defeat Bobby with his own magnets. And as thanks for their hard work, they're all rewarded with a good old round of childhood labor as junior mall security in charge of the lost and found. Well, that was cheap, stupid, and unfunny. Next. The next episode actually consists of 2 shorts. In Hog's Doggone Day, Huckleberry Hound finds a banjo in the Lost and Founds and starts sitting around singing Oh My Darling Clementine a lot, just like in the old cartoons. But the others get sick of him and send him off to, at the very least, think of some new lyrics for it. Meanwhile, a pair of old crooks escape from the jail, looking to dig up the gold they buried before they got caught many years ago.
And after last night's daring jailbreak, authorities said these convicts have arms and are dangerous.
Okay, I admit that one actually did make me chuckle. Turns out, however, that they buried it under the elm tree that is now the centerpiece of Jellystone Mall. And this is where we get the ultimate proof that nobody involved with this show was even slightly with the times. You ready? Alright, feast your eyes on this. I'm just gonna give you some time to process the picture of this slutty 90s punk rock Care Bear. Take your time. It's cool. So anyway, of course the tree just happens to be the spot that Huck has chosen for his songwriting. So the old crooks try to get rid of him in various cartoony ways. It's pretty standard stuff. Right until they try this scary fake news story gag.
Attention! Invading aliens disguised as elm trees have been sighted in the Jellystone Mall!
Now, have you ever heard anything so ridiculous?
Good men of Sherwood, let us show Prince John what we think of him.
What happened, Lou?
Don't ask.
But how? It was... What? How the hell did that happen? Even by cartoon standards, that makes no sense. There was a fake cardboard TV. I mean, to pull a trick like that, you'd have to be some kind of fifth-dimensional reality warper or...
Hi, guy!
So finally the crooks get sick of Huck and just force him to dig the hole for them like they should have done from the start. Huck tricks them into digging themselves back into the jail cell, however, and ditches the gold because, hey, he finally found a spot where he can practice his song.
Oh my darling Clementine. Sometimes you just can't improve the classics, folks.
Set the 60s cartoon character wearing 90s baggy clothes in a show that has the word yo in the title. Come on, kids. Can you say hypocrite? The next short is called Groundhog Day, which starts off with Secret Squirrel and what I guess is his nephew playing a video game.
It's the latest and greatest computer game. Eat 'em and beat 'em.
Okay, you know what? Write your own fucking jokes. This is too easy. I've got better shit to do. A pair of groundhogs chew up the game, however, along with Yogi's lunch and most things at the mall. Yogi is about to open a can of whoop-ass, but Cindy won't have it as she believes they must be acting that way for a reason.
I am so befuddled. Why are those little critters here in the mall when they could be frolicking outside?
Also, way to be a pot calling the kettle black there, Cindy. Nice work. Anyway, Cindy decides to get the entire gang to join in on catching the groundhogs, even though Snagglepuss had other plans.
Tish and Tosh, I was going to see my most favorite movie, Swingin' in the Rain, for the 27th time even.
I refer you to my earlier reaction to the Beat 'em and Eat 'em game. While Huck and Boo Boo try to catch the groundhog, Cindy discovers, along with Yogi and Snagglepuss, that their home was ruined by a bank robber named Max the Mole, who has dug a tunnel all the way to the bank, which is why the groundhogs came to the mall. When they find him, he forces them all to help him rob the place. But Cindy plays the charm card.
Excuse me, Mr. Mole, but this bag is so heavy.
The fuck was that? Is that supposed to be her fluttering her lashes? Girl, you really need to brush up on your seduction skills. But of course, that would imply that Cindy Bear has the ability to be even slightly alluring at all, and we all know that's impossible.
Let's do what lovers do. Pursue what they pursue. If they can love, so can we.
I feel like reality is collapsing in front of my eyes.
Hi, guy!
Not now, interdimensional Gilbert Gottfried. So anyway, Cindy escapes, she pacifies the groundhogs, and uses their amazing chewing ability to free the others and get Max brought to justice. Everybody's happy. I mean, no one in the audience laughed at any point, but at least the groundhogs got a happy ending. Okay, I'm gonna give this one more episode to try and sway me. Next up is Jellystone Jam, where the gang, especially Cindy, is super excited because because they're going to a concert with because Magilla Ice is performing at the mall. Magilla Ice! Oh, holy shit! Magilla motherfucking Ice! Oh god! I can't take it. Oh man. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, at least that explains the fucking theme song.
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go! Yo, yo, yo yogi, yo, 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 yo yogi!
Just lyrical genius at its finest. Sorry. So, Magilla Ice is coming to town, and Cindy is excited because there's a chance to win a date with him before the concert.
No matter what you think, Yogi, I just cannot wait to see Magilla bust a move.
Alright, look, this time you definitely do need to brush up on your son of a bitch!
I really dig a sprig, just a teeny weeny twig. I really dig a sprig, a mistletoe.
How does this keep happening?
Confusing, ain't it?
Oh, come on! Did I leave you in another series? But the punk rock Care Bear from before shows up carrying a giant sign that tells us her name is Roxy. You know, as you do. Roxy wants to date with Magilla too, and tries to cheat by filling the tombola with slips with her own name written on them. Unfortunately, she doesn't get out of it in time and gets so dizzy when Magilla spins it that she accidentally gives him Cindy's slip, meaning that she wins the date. Which Yogi is none too happy about. So while he tries to ruin Magilla and Cindy's date, Roxy teams up with Dickie to kidnap the lovable gorilla so Roxy can audition her own music for him. Although Dickie has other plans.
Maggie, babe, you mind signing this picture for a souvenir?
Golly, no, I like to sign autographs.
Good. Then you won't mind signing a few more things.
Yep, Dickie is openly using Magilla to print money by selling autographed merchandise to his eager fans. I think Dickie here might be slightly confused about how the value of autographs work, but I don't know what else to expect from a kid who calls himself Dickie D and wears pilot goggles every day. Huck and Snagglepuss try to keep the crowd distracted while the search goes on for Magilla. But even with a queer eye for the straight guy makeover from Snagglepuss, Huck is too nervous to perform his signature song, and Snagglepuss tries in vain to keep the crowd entertained with one painfully unfunny musician parody after another.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hunka Hunka Snelvis here, with a little song I like to call Don't Step on My Gold Lame Tennis Shoes Already.
Thankfully, even the stage has enough of him after a while.
Now I know why they call it heavy metal.
And with jokes like that, at least I know why nobody talks about this show. Dickie, meanwhile, finally gets rid of Roxy, who comes clean when Cindy and Yogi find her and take them to Dickie's hideout so they can all free Magilla. And with a little disguise fun, the ape is set loose and proceeds to kick Dickie's ass in glorious fashion. After that, everybody returns to the stage, where they find that Huck has stepped in to do Oh My Darling Clementine after all, which Magilla eagerly joins in on, saving the concert. But Ash, I hear you cry, what about Roxy and Cindy? Well,
Yo, Yogi, let's hit the dance floor, okay? Hands off, Roxy. Yogi is with me. Get real. Get lost.
Yeah, well, at least I'm finally getting some attention.
Because remember, kids, being an asshole for a whole day for no reason makes chicks jump your cock like flies on a turd. This has been a Yo Yogi moral. Whew, alright, that's about all I can take. I'm starting to see why this show is so notorious. What can I say about this cartoon that it doesn't already say for itself? It's cheaply done, painfully unfunny, barely makes sense, and constantly makes an ass of itself trying to appeal to a hip young crowd that couldn't give a rat's ass about Yogi to begin with. This show is so off track that every time it tries to make a relevant joke, you can practically hear a Hannah-Barbera employee drop their dentures in a glass of water or break their hip walking to the kitchen for another can of prune juice.
Just call me MC Hammerhead.
This show is downright embarrassing, but it's also kind of funny to see just how out of touch it is with anything even remotely resembling reality. Ultimately, Yo Yogi practically killed all these classic Hannah-Barbera characters' chances on TV. And then a live-action movie appeared in 2010 just to scream fuck the cops and piss on their grave. But you know, while Yogi Bear and the rest of the gang may never be truly relevant again, and may even look downright antiquated to some, we can at least always look back on the classics and enjoy their timeless charm. As well as their weird molesty behavior in certain Christmas specials. See you next time, folks! Hey everybody, and thanks a ton for watching this odd little cartoon with me. If you like what you saw, please press the like button and leave me a comment, and don't forget to press the subscribe button and the little bell to get notified about all future reviews, top 10s, recommendations, and much more. I'd also like to thank John Algetz and my other patrons for their support. If you're considering supporting my work, you can find the Patreon link, along with links to all my other social media, in the description below. Thanks again, and see you next time. Bye bye.